In this video, we'll be taking a look at one NFL game happening on September 22nd, 2025, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game. So 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NFL game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Detroit Lions versus Baltimore Ravens. The Detroit Lions head to M&T Bank Stadium for a primetime showdown against the Baltimore Ravens on Monday night, a matchup that has plenty of storylines early in the 2025 NFL season. Both teams come in riding the momentum of big Week 2 bounce-back victories after suffering disappointing losses in their openers, and both enter with high expectations as playoff contenders. This game not only features 2 explosive offenses but also puts one of the league's most consistent road teams in the spotlight against a Ravens squad that has historically dominated National Football Conference opponents with Lamar Jackson under center. Baltimore evened up its record last week with a convincing 41-17 win over Cleveland, a game in which the Ravens showcased just how dangerous they can be when all 3 phases are clicking. Lamar Jackson was in full command of the offense, completing 19 of 29 passes for 225 yards and 4 touchdowns while adding his usual impact with his legs to keep the Browns' defense guessing. Zay Flowers has already proven to be Jackson's go-to target this year, hauling in 7 receptions for 75 yards, and he enters this contest with 218 yards through 2 games. Derrick Henry, while limited to only 23 rushing yards against Cleveland, has been highly effective overall with 192 yards and 2 scores on the season. Despite being outgained in total yardage by Cleveland, Baltimore forced 2 turnovers, dominated the second half, and proved that when they protect the ball, their offense is lethal. The Ravens' Week 1 loss still lingers in the background, though. Against Buffalo, they gave away a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter, eventually losing 41-40 in heartbreaking fashion. That game highlighted some concerns about the secondary and late-game execution. Even so, Baltimore is averaging 40.5 points per game through 2 contests while rushing for 141.5 yards and passing for just under 200. Lamar has completed nearly 69% of his passes with 6 touchdowns and no interceptions. While the defense has been inconsistent, they remain opportunistic, as their 7 tackles for loss and pair of takeaways last week showed. Detroit comes in with its own statement performance, a 52-21 demolition of the Bears in Week 2. Jared Goff was razor-sharp, completing 23 of 28 passes for 334 yards and 5 touchdowns. His chemistry with Amon-Ra St. Brown remains one of the league's best connections, as St. Brown caught 9 passes for 115 yards and 3 touchdowns against Chicago. Rookie star Jahmyr Gibbs gave the Lions balance out of the backfield with 94 yards and a score on just 12 carries, proving he can handle a heavy workload and break open plays. Defensively, Detroit forced 2 turnovers, tallied 4 sacks, and consistently pressured the Bears' offensive line. The Lions controlled every aspect of that game, outgaining Chicago 511-339 and showing that their Week 1 stumble was more of an outlier than a sign of regression. In Week 1, the Lions looked lost on the road in Green Bay, losing 27-13 and failing to establish any rhythm. Through 2 weeks, Detroit is averaging 32.5 points per game while allowing 24. Jared Goff has been outstanding with a league-best 80.6% completion rate, 559 passing yards, and 6 touchdowns to just 1 interception. Gibbs has added 113 rushing yards on 21 carries, while St. Brown has 160 receiving yards and 3 scores. The question for Detroit is whether this explosive production will translate in a hostile road environment against a Ravens defense that tends to elevate its play at home. There's also the matter of history. With Lamar Jackson starting, the Ravens are 24-2 against National Football Conference opponents, an astonishing mark that cannot be ignored. Baltimore's style seems to overwhelm unfamiliar teams that don't see them every year, as Jackson's mobility and Baltimore's unique offensive schemes create mismatches that National Football Conference squads aren't used to defending. Just 2 National Football Conference teams have beaten the Ravens with Jackson at the helm, the Eagles last season and the Giants 3 years ago. Detroit felt this firsthand 2 seasons ago when Baltimore dominated them 38-6, with Jackson putting on a masterclass performance with 327 passing yards and 4 total touchdowns. While history doesn't guarantee future outcomes, it underscores how difficult this matchup is for a National Football Conference team heading into Baltimore. Detroit has the firepower to score, but playing on the road against a Ravens team that has found its stride will be a tall task. The Lions' defense has been inconsistent, with only 2 sacks recorded in 2 games, and they allowed 27 points to a Green Bay offense that is nowhere near as dynamic as Baltimore's. The Ravens' offense has been one of the most dangerous in the league, especially with Derrick Henry now added into the mix to complement Jackson's dual threat abilities. Baltimore's defense also looked much improved against Cleveland, particularly in how it handled Joe Flacco by holding him to just 4.4 yards per pass. With 2 weeks to prepare, Baltimore should be sharper and better rested for this primetime spot. As our first pick for this matchup, the Baltimore Ravens to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total also deserves attention. Baltimore has scored 41 points in each of its first 2 games, while Detroit just dropped 52 on Chicago. Both teams have multiple weapons. The Lions feature a deep threat in Jamison Williams and a reliable yards after catch option in St. Brown, while the Ravens have Flowers emerging alongside veterans in the passing game and Henry pounding defenses inside. Detroit's rush defense allowed Cleveland to average over 5 yards per carry, and Baltimore can exploit that with Henry's downhill style. On the other side, Detroit has been efficient and explosive through the air, and Baltimore's secondary still has holes. With Goff operating behind a strong offensive line and Jackson thriving with a balanced attack, both offenses are poised to create chunk plays. The over has cashed in 5 of the Ravens' last 6 September games, and given the scoring firepower on both sides, another shootout is likely. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.